Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we are diving together into Open Ultra League with some battles submitted by EVANILSON. So this trainer is using a pretty strong line with Giratina altered up on the lead with Dragon Breath, at the back as our safe switch the Snorlax, and of course Obstagoon, as known as the Goonie Goon, as our closer. So this team has a lot of potential in the meta. I like it a lot. Perhaps it is gonna struggle against something like a Scrafty, but still that's why you are having the Dragon Breath on the Giratina to outplay those dark types. So let's see how we're gonna do here, because on the switch we're met up with a Cobalion, which is horrible for us. However, we have already paid it out, and our Obstagoon over here is just gonna do the rest of the work effectively. Able to get now to the next move, the Shadow Sneak. This is gonna connect for big damage at this point on the Cobalion. They're super low, they can still go ahead and put pressure with that Stone Edge, but to be honest, we can safely farm down. At the back, they return with their own Giratina, and impressively so, they're going for the Dragon Claw while we were already there as well. As you can see, we have very good IVs on our Giratina, so most of the times I believe we're gonna lose that CMP. Did we just get that boost on Boostagoon? It seems like it. So Obstruct now is gonna be able to take the shield out of them, which is neat. We have also risen up our defense, and now we can pressure even more with our next move. Night Slash this time. Are they gonna expect this one? No! Down they go while they still have the shield, and of course against their own Giratina we absolutely have the upper hand, which is absolutely amazing. We're just gonna go ahead and spam those Night Slashes to victory, and the Dragon Claws have nothing to threat us with. As they are top lefting the battle, we're gonna proceed into the next one. So we're having a Wall Rain up on the lead, which is pretty bad for our Giratina. Snorlax is our main safe switch slash pick, so we're just gonna go ahead with it, trying to force the next Pokemon to emerge. Not gonna throw yet the superpower. I like this play because we do not want them to catch the move or get super debuffed that early on this battle. Perhaps we can have a solid matchup against their opposing Pokemon, which happens to be another Snorlax. Superpower here might connect for super effective and big damage on that Snorlax, and before they reach to the Body Slam, we're just gonna reach to the superpower of our own. Gonna protect that Snorlax for the end game. I like this play here, as it seems they do not have a clear answer to our Pokemon, but they end up having Outrage on their Snorlax for big damage on the Giratina. We can still hold on. Wall Rain returns into the battle, and we're gonna go down to this Icicle Spear. Doesn't matter at all, we can still go in now with our Obstagoon and start doing some solid work with all that farm that we can get out of this Pokemon. They're gonna go of course with the Icicle Spears, but this is Ultra League after all. Everything is super bulky. That means we can survive that Icicle Spear with this, and of course finish them off with a potential Night Slash. No boost this time. This is kinda weird. Not gonna go for the extra mile. Yeah, oh, they did that switch trying to catch a move, so that's why we did not go even for a nice. I totally missed that play over here by the opponent, and of course we can still keep going with the potential Night Slashes once again against the Giratina. Hopefully here whatever they throw is not gonna do a lot of damage. However, we still got to block as it is their final Pokemon, and of course we still got one Snorlax. Things are looking pretty solid for us. Their defense now has dropped, ours has risen, so that's another cool reason for us to block the first two moves, and of course then go with the Obstructs, and they're just gonna top left once again with their own Giratina up against our dark type Pokemon. Treven, the next one, not the best lead ever. We got to get out of there, especially when we got Dragon Breath, and now our main safe switch, the Snorlax, is just gonna do a lot of work up against the opponent. They're having not only the Treven but also the Tapu Fini, which both have soft losses against our Snorlax, and Snorlax is an amazing pick overall, able to get that fighter out of the way as well, so that Obstagoon might be on a very good spot overall towards the end game. We can still survive, but but not quite enough in order to bring them to no HP with another potential body slam. However, at this point I believe we can do a lot of solid work with a complete farm down against the fairy type Pokemon. Doesn't matter even if we get hit by a Moonblast, Giratina is an amazing Pokemon that can still survive super effective and big nukes on its back. So we're just gonna go now with that Night Slash up against the Ghost type. Let's see how they want to respond, because we might get a chance at getting our attack stat boosted up, since we're gonna get a lot of chances to go with those Night Slashes. Obstruct is next, not the Night Slash, and we're gonna get the shield out of the way. This is looking now pretty promising, as it seems their third Pokemon is kinda weak to our Obstagoon, so with that boost on our defenses, we're gonna be on a very good spot overall. Night Slash has already been pressed for that CMP, down they go now, no boost yet, they do not have enough energy on the Tapu Fini. At the back there is gonna be the Walrein, and things are looking pretty solid for us, because we can still survive one Icicle Spear. However, I don't think we can survive the Earthquake. Will this trainer know that, or are we gonna make the crazy cuts on that Giratina? No, they get to the Icicle Spear, and now we can reach to our Night Slash, and after the Obstruct debuff we can finish them off with style here with that final Dragon Claw before they try to farm us down. Pretty solid battle, pretty close one, well played to both trainers, but I think that EVANILSON played it really smart over there with that Obstruct against the Walrein, able to withstand the damage from the Icicle Spear, which was pretty neat. Totally lost my words once again, you know the drill with me. Now they're having the Giratina, and of course our Snorlax here is just gonna go to town with a complete farm down on those leaks. Now they get to the switch. Did they use a Cobalion? Yes they did, so sad news for us, we did not manage to get to the superpower right on time, so great cuts for our opponent, but still now the superpower is gonna take their next shield out of play. So as you can see, Snorlax not only can draw out that Cobalion so that Obstagoon is gonna have a safer environment for the end game, but also can pressure for that shield scenario with those leaks being neutral, and of course the superpower being super effective. Of course you can run something like Outrage like the previous Snorlax, or Earthquake for the spice, but I believe that superpower and Body Slam still have a lot of play in the meta, and adding in that factor that Snorlax is a pure normal type Pokemon, it gets almost no weakness at all other than the fighters. So yeah, superpower is a must have, I believe, alongside Body Slam and Leak. Able to drop their defense, which means now that whatever they are gonna throw we can easily take it and then complete the farm down with the counters against the ghost type Pokemon. What a weird saying, but still it makes a lot of sense after a few obstructs. They got a Leafeon at the back. This is something that I have never seen before, and we can pressure a lot with those counters and the Night Slashes. Almost down they go. Look at how glassy they are, especially after the debuffs on their side. We have now the Obstruct once again, which is pretty smart. I like Obstruct a lot, and we can survive those double kicks pretty easily now after all those buffs on our backs. They're going down, and that's gonna be a solid victory once again. Is that a Togedemaru? Yes it is. So Gliscor on the switch, but I'm more excited to see towards the end of the battle, I guess, the Togedemaru in action. So we got to block, I believe, here, because if that is gonna be the Earthquake, can be devastating. So very good shield by EVANILSON, and now Shadow Gliscor is just gonna go for those Night Slashes, as it seems that was way too early to be anything else other than the Earthquake. We're gonna fire off a pretty early Body Slam. We could go for that extra farm, to be honest, but still makes a lot of sense as to why we want to get rid of that Gliscor, especially if they get that boost, and perhaps they might have a chance, who knows. I don't think they can do a lot of things with a Togedemaru. We have 3 Pokemon that can actually work pretty nicely against them. No flyers at all. We got the Dragon, we got the counter user, and of course Snorlax is a safe pick against anything in the meta. So Giratina now going in, and I believe that we can tank those moves with this, while we can rely on that last shield and our Obstagoon for the end game. So another Dragon Claw, we can easily take it, while we can survive, as it seems, one more. Now they switch out to the Togedemaru, and we got the Obstruct with which is just gonna take the shield, I believe, at this point. They are gonna go down with their defense, and look at that, we can even survive the wild charges pretty easily here. I believe we can take one more, but using the shield might be wise. No, not at all. Okay, gonna complete the farm down here and keep the shield for that charger because it can be much more deadlier. Down they go, and of course that's gonna be a solid victory for our team, but Togedemaru was a pretty nice and spicy Pokemon. Swampert, the next one, kind of a good lead for us, and now Obstagoon is gonna face the Drapion. So Drapion, if it has something like a Sludge Bomb, which it does, might actually have a chance at beating us down, especially if they can get to the crunch and the debuff. That can get their lives easier, but this is all risky, so I guess they're gonna go for the double Sludge Bomb and then try to finish us off with that crunch, which makes more sense. So right here we're just gonna block, because as it seems we can maintain that very good lead, since Poison Stings do almost no damage at all, and we can completely farm down, which is impressive. Able to get now to that double Night Slash. Can we survive that wing attack? Yes, we can, impressively so, and they're having a Shadow Charizard, which means that they're gonna get even more damage on their defense, so this can work towards our advantage. Trying to catch one move on the Snorlax, but anyways, they're gonna throw pretty later on, so down goes a nice chunk from our Snorlax, but still we can pressure for that Body Slam. Down they go, and now it's all up to that Swampert, but to be honest, they do not have a lot of answers against our team. They're gonna go for the Hydro Cannon, but still Giratina is gonna be able to pressure a lot here. Even if we get hit by the Earthquake, I believe that Giratina has a solid battle against that Swampert, so all we have to do here is to go ahead and let it go through. It is the Earthquake, but still, even if they reach to another Earthquake, we got the shield, and they need to block, so they need much more energy than we do here. So we're just gonna go for that Dragon Claw and try to finish them off. Yeah, no shield at all on their end, so down they go. Into the final one, trainers, against the Ampharos upon the lead. So with Brutal Swing, Ampharos can absolutely go pretty rough up against us, but with the Dragon Breath on our Giratina, we might be on a better spot than that Shadow Claw. On the switch, we are met up with a Kingdra, and of course we caught a move while they are kinda energy dry right now. So Kingdra here is a pretty solid pick overall, able to get to the Octazooka, no debuff hopefully on our end, and now we can pressure for that finish off with our Body Slam. They are gonna take it, both ends are super low, and we can reach to another one before fainting, which is pretty neat. Down goes the Kingdra. They can farm down some energy, but to be honest, this is pretty cool for us, because now we can go in with the Giratina and start pressuring a lot that Ampharos. Look at how low they are, and the combination of Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw can absolutely beat down. At the back, they're having a Wall Rain, and now Obstagoon is just gonna have the perfect alignment here, able to pressure a lot with those Obstructs. I really like that early shield, because Obstruct now is just gonna vamp up our defensive stats, and of course we're gonna be able to pressure even more with our counters. Here comes another Obstruct. This time they're not gonna block, neither this time actually, so they have to rely on the Ampharos for the end game, but I think that EVANILSON really has this battle under his sleeve. Even if they reach to something like a double Thunder Punch, perhaps we can take it, because look at how easy it is for us to get those moves. Yeah, this is looking pretty promising, and shielding is just gonna dominate this battle, because the next counters are just gonna finish them off with style. So this is gonna be a wrap for today's video. Thank you for watching, trainers, and staying till the end. If you want to submit your battles, feel free to do so, because my battle submissions are always open, and you can check the submission form right down in the description. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Thank you for watching, trainers. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you want to support even more, well, joining as a member can always help with that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.